That thing's on. That thing's recording.
Bang.
That's his trademark. And my trademark is welcome back to the Fully Lacking podcast, episode 37, where a couple ADHD dudes and their producer try to get through life. I'm Drew, your host. This is Anthony, your other host. And behind the camera, behind the boards, the third leg to the tripod, we'd be nothing without our producer, Lisa. We are your Fully Lacking team. It's episode 37, so I need 37 of you to follow us on social media right now. Social media right now.
We're not getting any followers from that.
We need 37 of you to follow us on social media right now. We're going to wait. Thank you so much. And that's Fully Lacking on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere else you get entertainment and dopamine hits. We are back. It feels good. It feels good. 2025. This is our second episode of the year. We didn't really talk too much about New Year, so I want to jump into that. But before we do any of that, producer Lisa with a banger that she may or may not have stolen from another show. We're dying to hear it. Let us hear it. Let us have it. And before she gets into it, if you have any conundrums, if you have any ethical queries that you're dealing with in your life.
Say that phrase.
Is that good? Was that a good one?
You're going to say ethical.
Yeah, ethical queries that you're dealing with. Or maybe just some stuff you want to get off your chest anonymously. Message us, reach out to any of us, reach out to us on the Fully Lacking pages. We will talk about it on the pod. You'll get some people who probably aren't, well, other than Anthony, qualified to give advice. And yeah, we'd love to do it. But without further ado, producer Lisa, let us know what we're talking about today.
So this woman was snooping, found Christmas presents that her husband hid. Mm-hmm. In those Christmas presents was a piece of jewelry. Come Christmas Day, she did not receive that piece of jewelry as a Christmas present. How does she approach it?
You jump in. Go ahead.
No, you
Your
first.
face was very devious there.
No, I can't share what I have in my head.
Why?
So I need time to reword it.
Wait, what?
Get us canceled.
Wow, the irony in that. Couple things. Could have been a great sale, saving the second part of that sale for Valentine's Day.
What day?
Valentine's Day. What did I say?
He said Valentine's Day.
Did I say times? Oh, I meant Valentine's.
You probably also say chess instead of chess when it comes to the board game.
Chess. No.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
I was on the chess team. I was.
You're probably on the chess team too. I'm sorry, too soon.
This
All
is
right.
the second episode you just absolutely went for my no neck. That was funny. He could have had a great sale. He could have bought two things because it was buy one, get one 50% off because of the Christmas blowout. And he was saving the 50% off one for Valentine's Day.
Wouldn't that have different wrapping paper though?
Was the gift wrapped?
It didn't say, but I would assume not because she knew what it was.
Exactly. She was
that's
just
a pretty
nosy.
fair.
She was nosy. And you know what they say? Curiosity killed the neighbor.
She just stumbled upon the gifts?
I think she was searching. She was trying to find her gifts, and she found a pile of gifts, and she got everything else but that piece of jewelry.
I think if your immediate assumption is to accuse your partner of infidelity, you have bigger issues in that relationship.
Way bigger. It wasn't the gift. It was probably the woman he's been having an affair with for the last couple of years. It wasn't never the gift. That woman is never. Nah. That's just. I think you're right, but I also think the dude could probably be going batting 1,000, going above and beyond, planning ahead. Because the woman says he doesn't plan enough and you don't communicate enough and you're not part of the activities you want to do as a family, Drew. Or whatever.
Whatever his name is.
Whatever
right?
his name is.
Imagine the discrepancy, though, that he's going above and beyond and she thinks he's cheating. Like, how off base do you have to be?
That's exactly. I think that's probably more of a common possibility than anything else. Like, I think that dudes. Yeah, I know. I think that dudes who. You gotta be careful on that leg back there. I think that dudes are and I don't mean to like bring down the dogs here, my bad dogs, but I do think that dudes are normally not the best in relationships. And sometimes they'll see something on TV, they'll see something in real life. And I'm speaking for myself here, but maybe you can resonate a little bit. They'll see something that makes them like, oh, man, I really don't appreciate very well. It could be a fight. It could be something that. And so they start trying to make changes. And then those changes look a little red flaggy, a little suspicious. And that progress is stumped by past failures.
And doubts and questions.
Yeah. Did I say that right? Did that come out pretty good?
It did.
It did.
Yeah, I truly think that could be a thing because old habits die hard for sure. And I think that, like me specifically with producer Lisa, who's the light of my life, everything that I am is because of her. I was not the best guy always. And she was always the perfect partner. Yeah, always. Never made. I don't think you could use the name mistake and also say Lisa's name at the same. You couldn't use the word mistake and use Lisa's name at the same time because it's so polar opposite. It's so just like far away, different galaxies away. That's how perfect she was, and I was not.
I'm still perfect. Thank you.
Very well. That was for the four girls.
That's a weird slip of tongue.
Yeah,
slip of tongue.
Very well. Because that's your dad's name. Very well. Yeah, that was for the 4 women listeners that we have.
Probably about to be 2, given your little women rant you just had.
The most loyal listener is one of my friends, so you're welcome.
We did establish that they are, in fact, friends. We're going to start having guests on this show, and we're going to set up a little grade school desk, like on the other side of the studio here, and we'll put like a light and a camera back there. That's how we'll interview people, in a little grade school desk.
It's fair.
Yeah, we should get it from like an old ass, like crinky school that's like been...
Go break into old elementary school.
Oh, allegedly.
I don't think we ever answered the question. Well, let's say the tables were turned gender wise, and there was a mysterious gift, and we did not receive it. How do we go about with that information knowingly?
I think that it's hard because I don't know if dudes would be looking for their presents. And I don't mean dudes. I just mean like maybe certain personality types.
Maybe like
I'm trying not to be sexist.
Gifts are in the trunk, right? And sometimes you got to go get a crowbar or jumper cables from the trunk. And it's like,
why?
Hey, no.
The fuck?
Got some problems.
B&E, dog?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Your ski mask is in the trunk with your crowbar?
Your poo shiesty and your fucking crowbar in the trunk, dude? Yeah, and you're like fumbling around and you're like, oh, hey, look.
It's a Craftsman set.
Gucci belt. Oh. I don't know why.
Different kinds of men here.
Yeah. Which is ironic.
That's not. Yeah. That would be the reverse roles. I would be the one with the fashion sense.
And I would be the one with the tools. Yeah. I don't know. It's cool that we were inside each other's brains just now. It's really nice to be in there. It's a cushion. I don't know. I don't know if I'd ask. I don't know if I'd remember.
You go to the grave with it?
No, I just don't know if I'd remember. I would have probably, but also dudes aren't the type to like, not say, I keep being sexist. I'm so sorry. I'm not the type to just like, if I remembered, not be like, yo, where's the thing you had in the trunk? Like in front of the whole family, in front of friends.
Well, yeah, we probably wouldn't do it that way.
Yeah,
but like,
I would.
What if it was something like you were hype about, that you'd remember it? Like, what's a gift you think you would be hype about? And it's like that would get stuck in your head.
Probably like a pair of like retro Jordans that I was waiting for.
Gotcha. Like imagine a nice pair of retro Jordans. You're like, yeah, that's gonna be such a sweet gift. And then Christmas comes and you're unwrapping on the final gift, and it's not those Jordans, and it's stuck in your head now, and you're wondering who's out there rocking my Jordans.
I just went to a really dark place just now. If you ever, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I really don't know how to handle. That's a very like rare. That's a very off situation.
You're so good at this. I'm surprised. I guess
I just can't ever picture Lisa doing that because she rarely buys me things anyways. It's not about
you go in the trunk and just find a gift.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
This is clearly for somebody else, right? Like I already know it's for somebody else. And I'm not even putting you down. I'm not trying to dog you out, dog. No. I'm just saying that, although my love language, I don't get gifts.
That's a kind of the love language of gifts. That's kind of the wackest one.
Yeah, it is. Lisa says my love language is words of affirmation, or words of affirmation, or something like that.
Desperation.
No. I probably wouldn't even think about it. I'd be like, that's for somebody else. What would you do? You seem like you have a lot of ideas on this.
Day after Christmas, be like, hey, I noticed
X, Y, and Z.
I happened to come across the gifts that were going to be for Christmas, and I saw an Xbox Series X in there, and I don't recall getting Xbox Series X or anyone unwrapping that for any matter. And now it has my mind going into dark places. I need some reassurance that someone else.
He was a gamer boy. Jesus, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for. I don't know where that came from.
Avril Lavigne, I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what that reminded me of. Yeah, I don't. I would. If it happened, which it wouldn't, but if it did, damn, you just be buying motherfuckers gifts already, not even paying attention. I would ask immediately.
It could be. I mean, that's an expensive gift. I think that one there's enough merit there. Like that wouldn't be to like a nephew or something. Thing.
Like, was it an expensive piece of jewelry? Did anybody like talk about that? Is it like a Rolex?
There was no context. It was just a piece of jewelry.
That's tough. The people you read this from need to step up their building of the scene.
What if it's a Rolly?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Yeah.
If it's a Rolly, I'm telling her right then and there. I'm like, yo, what?
Just in the middle of Christmas?
Yeah. I'm ruining everything. If it could be 3 days before Christmas, I'm bringing in groceries. I see the Rolly. I'm like, yo, where did you get this? We should sell it and flip something. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I would ask right away. Immediately. The second I found it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm bad. But also me and producer Lisa, like, we're not good at gifts in the sense of, like, giving them. Like, we have to just give it right away. Like, we'll order it. Like, I don't think I've ever wrapped one of Lisa's gifts. Well, I've wrapped it, but she already knew what it was.
Yeah.
Like, she only put it back in the box so she could open it at Christmas.
Are you talking about, like, surprise gifts?
Just gifts in general. Like, I need to tell her what I'm getting her.
Then surprise gifts, right? Like,
Well, I
you guys
guess all
don't do
gifts are a surprise, right?
Well, no, if you know what they are, they're not a surprise. They're just gifts then. But like where you kind of like try to use your intuition to figure out what she'd like without asking her or asking permission to give it to her.
Lisa bought me a sweater once.
Is it the biggie one?
Turtleneck. I wore it to the Christmas lighting. I've never told her this, but those are two things I absolutely hated. That sweater in the public Christmas lighting. I think you know that now, though.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
He figured it out.
But we'll go to Christmas lights for Anthony.
In my defense, I still go to Christmas lights for her. Just didn't do it this year. Well, I did with you and her. Yeah, so that topic's dead.
Hey, can we talk about this week?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was fun.
ADHD has reared its ugly head. Well, today specifically.
Do tell, my friend.
In this area at this time, it's about to be really cold. Possible snow.
My favorite.
And I got a text from my son's school saying what I thought was saying, hey, school is canceled on Thursday. So I went around my work building like Paul Revere, letting everyone know school is canceled. And then I called my son's mom, like, hey, you know school is canceled? She was like, you mean like to walk to school? Oh, all right. I had to go back around, like reverse Paul Revere and undo. And I don't really talk to these coworkers much because I'm weird.
Lop.
Yeah.
That's Paul Revere.
All right, that was something I figured I would do.
Yeah.
Geek ass.
Yeah.
So
did it pretty good too.
I had to go around and undo that. And I don't really talk to these people that much, but now I lost all credibility with news.
Trust you at all.
Probably not. It's just those moments of ADHD where you overlook something and then you act on it and then you have to walk it all back.
Have you ever done it on purpose?
Explain.
Like, have you ever taken something way too far? I did it. Because I'm thinking about your Paul Revering or I've written a little Paul. And like, I too did something like that, but I was like in second grade. Okay. And I would love to call my Aunt Barbara for the call of the day, but I don't know if she'll answer.
Gotcha.
I got in trouble and my natural reaction was to trauma blame. And I was like, yeah, you know what, Mr. Garcia, I understand, but I'm just going through a lot at home since my dad's procedure. I don't even know where the fuck that came from. I don't know where those words came from. And he was like, what happened with your dad? I was like,
double down.
Yeah, he had a procedure. And he was like, okay. And I was like, he gave a kidney. And I said it because no other fucking 7-year-old would make this up. And so my teacher immediately went to my aunt, who's my dad's sister, who works at the school, and was like, hey, I let the staff know that you guys are going through this. And Andrew told us. And she was like, My brother gave a kid. And so she was a little worried. And she called my dad. And my dad was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I got in trouble. I got in a little trouble. I was a little... And it's funny because I think my dad... The teacher believed my dad because they went to like kind of the same gatherings together. Because I said his last name, so I don't want to say what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But they went to the same gatherings together that are supposed to be anonymous.
Did they introduce themselves at the beginning of their gatherings?
They do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I remember my teacher introduced himself and then saw me and I was all, hey, because I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be at those fucking things. And yeah, I think he was just, so when I told him, he was like, oh shit. Like,
That's pretty serious.
Yeah. And so he's like, this kid's telling the truth. He's with his dad everywhere, even at gatherings that he's not supposed to be at.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people in those meetings, by the way. Like, not just my teacher. Like, my teacher, I hope his recovery is good or whatever, but I would, like, see people I knew, like, people's dads and shit. And, like, they would see me, but they were, like, terrified that they just saw me at these places. Because it's called that for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, they're functioning outside, a lot of them, back then anyways, in my memory, they were, like, functioning pieces of like society. The AA community needs to do a better job at where they hold their meetings. No. I'm gonna say it. I know. Yeah, they need to do a better job because my dad's meetings were like under the hospital's cafeteria. They were under the hospital's cafeteria. If you went to the wrong floor, you were in the morgue. Like it was.
I mean, that's kind of a metaphor for it. Never mind.
No, it was the worst. I went to these all the time. I mean. I went to I would have a gang of chips. I went to so many of my dad's AA meetings. Is that crazy?
Probably more in recovery than
he was. And I don't know how we got here just now.
Yeah.
Right? But to bring it home, I also Paul revered once. It was on purpose, but it just also went. I had to walk it back.
I was trying to think of what it was like in school for me, because that is an ADHD thing. It's not making no mistake. It might be, I don't know, might have been a memory issue in that exact moment. And then just on the spot impulsivity, trying to come up with something like the skirting accountability. I mean, we've talked about that before. It's just like you get caught in the moment and you're like, and we're really good at improvising and sometimes using it for evil. I don't know. I would listen to music in like middle school and high school and I'd butcher every song that I listened to with the lyrics. Like I'd get roasted like daily. You wouldn't be saying like the right listening stuff? To Nookie or other Limp Bizkit music.
I did it all for the Nookie.
And there's just so many like in Together Now. The song with Method Man. Mm-hmm. And I butchered probably half that verse as a child, and the other tons of lyrics.
Yeah,
tons of lyrics. And I butcher songs to this day.
I don't have that same problem. I do, however, have the problem of missing things. Like I didn't know the song "Cream" by. Wu-Tang? Yeah. Was an acronym for the cash rules everything around me. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Those are things that I learned as like a 34-year-old man.
Yeah.
And so I think my ADHD, because I memorize everything. Movies, shows, songs. The way I make music. I don't write the music down. I just constantly play the beat on like a loop and then I write it in my head. So that I don't think I've ever experienced, but I have experienced like unwavering confidence in myself. And what happens is I make myself look stupid. Like I remember I would tell people it's right on the cusp. This is on the cusp. And I remember my boss told me, he's like, hey, let me see your cusp links. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then the whole room laughed because everybody was knowing that I was using that word wrong. It was cuff.
I'm not gonna lie, I just learned that now.
Oh yeah.
Honest to God.
He's like, let me see your cusp links.
Is cusp a word?
I don't know. Or it might have been I'm saying it off the cusp or right on the cusp. It was cuff. Huh. I'm pretty sure. I wish you had Jason's number, you could call him. I'm pretty sure. And then there was like another time where I said, what's the word that I used? I've used it with you and I asked you if I was saying it right. And it was like, it's like a blooming word. I I can't remember. Oh, this is gonna frustrate me. But I flourish.
I don't think I've ever heard you use that word.
How do you say that word?
No, I don't know either.
Flourish. It doesn't matter. There's so many things that I would just do with like uber confidence. And the only thing that would upset me, and I'll tell a story in a minute, is like people don't give me the opportunity to know I'm wrong. Like Lisa's, her senses were heightened the other night, right? And I had really bad anxiety, and I think it brought on anxiety sweats, and I probably didn't smell the best. Lisa told me the next day, she's like, you smelled so bad, I wanted to throw up. And I was like all night? What? And I was so embarrassed that she didn't tell me the second there was anything wrong that I could fix it. That I think is one of my biggest pet peeves is like when something happens and people don't tell me it's happening. Like if I'm bleeding or if I got something in my tooth.
Zippers down.
Dude, it dry. I'm like, are you my friend? You're not my friend. My friend wouldn't do this. This isn't how I envision my friend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How did we get to this?
Just discussing our ADHD mistakes.
Yeah.
I would say sword for a long time. People corrected me and I still continue to say it. I said nightmare like a child.
Oh.
Probably until I was 30 something.
What is it? Nightmare?
Nightmare. Yeah. I had a speech therapist as a child. Get pulled from recess.
I had a therapist as a child.
I wish I did. My speech therapist was named Mr. Valentine.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Full of love, that guy.
I think he failed me.
Oh, you think he failed you?
Yeah. I mumble a
fail
lot.
Therapy.
Speech therapy.
Speech therapy. I was like, oh shit. I never asked for my grade in therapy.
I can tell you it.
What was like your hardest like words, if you remember?
I don't know if I've shared this, but I used to talk like I was from Boston. I said dollar.
Instead of dollar?
Yeah.
What?
Our son, how he said the other day, his friend doesn't say talking. He says,
oh yeah, he says talking.
Talking.
Yeah, he said talking. And our son did it perfectly. Like in the perfect Boston accent.
Yeah.
He's like, Dad, he says talking instead of talking. And I was like, yeah, you make friends with that guy immediately, okay?
Yeah.
that guy has culture that you need
He's
to
going
learn.
places.
Yeah.
Boston, probably.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Did you have like weird things that you dealt with as a kid?
Not that I can remember.
Really?
She grew up privileged. We know that.
You forgot I was perfect.
I didn't understand why I had a therapist when I was in school. Nobody else went to therapy at school but me. And she would just be like, hi. I'd be like, hello? How are we feeling today? She would always say that. It'd be very inclusive language. How's our day? You know, stuff like that.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be good.
And I was like, I'm good. She was like, yeah, how was our evening? And I was like at home or at school? Because I didn't know that they were doing it because they probably had suspicions that I was getting fucked up, right? I didn't know that. And I was like, I just cleaned the house and then we ate dinner and I cleaned the dishes and what?
Can we act out a possible therapy session with you as a kid?
Are you my therapist?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
All right.
Hey, Miss Jennings.
Hey, Andrew. How we feeling today?
I'm okay.
Yeah? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And how's the family been?
They're good. My dad's been gone for a little bit.
Yeah?
It's so real. I swear this is so real. Yeah.
Does he still drink that special stuff and act weird around you?
Wait, what?
Remember that one time you told me he drinks from that silver and blue can? You didn't know the words because you can't read yet.
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
And he acted a little different.
He was sleepy.
Oh, he was extra sleepy. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he still doing that?
I don't know. He hasn't been home.
Oh, no.
My mom says he's working on something for work and to leave her alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And your mom, how's she been?
I don't know. We don't talk much.
No?
She visits my room a couple times a day. It's never fun.
This goes so dark.
Yeah, you want to fucking do it? We can do it.
Oh, it sounds like she's pretty involved with you.
Well, I'm always in her way.
Oh.
which is weird because she always comes to my room.
I think we're done for today, Andrew.
I can't imagine not knowing that something was wrong and just talking like the way I just talked to that lady.
Yeah.
To you, she was probably like, "Oh my God, this kid's gonna die." She would write stuff
Vicious.
like fast. And then I would get visits from the principal and like, yeah, it was different. It was different for sure.
Felt pretty popular.
They would tell me not to talk about it with anybody. Like, we should probably just, okay. I don't know. I just want to get out of class and get to go to like a special office. That was cool. Sometimes they give you snacks.
Yeah.
So
Some toys.
yeah, thinking about it, my mom went out of her way to be mean. See, we didn't want to do this. We didn't want to do this and we're here. But now
okay.
it's on the tip of my tongue, so I got to say it. My mom went out of her way to like fuck with me. I was always in her way, but she was always in my space. Like I wasn't, I'd be in the bathroom and she'd be in the bathroom. She's like, "What the fuck are you?" I was like, "I was here first. What do you mean?" That's crazy. I never even thought about that. Me and producer Lisa, this is for the people who've listened this far, are planning a wedding this year. And Lisa said, "Do you want me to find your mom so we could invite her?"
Oh, man.
I was like, "No." She's like, "Good." But I don't, because I have a mom. It's my Aunt Barbara, and she takes care of me and makes sure I'm okay.
Yeah. We've been pretty vulnerable, especially with our false counseling session. In 4th grade, there was a system to get prizes, and it was called Caught You Doing Something Good. And
That's a cool system.
yeah, you probably won't be saying that in a little bit. Yeah, you'd get it if, teachers caught you doing something good. You get these little like dollars, right?
CDSG.
Yeah. And so you get to go to the library if you get enough and play some video games in the library. Probably the coolest prize you can have is
What kind of video game?
It's like Contra. I mean, this is I'm old.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was motivated, right? I was very motivated, and I learned something that you can earn these tickets for was for snitching.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, I saw someone doing something bad. I'd go rat them out and get something good. I racked up the points.
Did people know you were a rat?
I don't know.
How old were you?
4th grade.
Oh yeah, that's borderline old enough to get your shit kicked in. Yeah. Ooh, dang. Okay. Do you remember? And this is a side quest here. Do you remember the first time you had to use aggression?
I've been pretty non-confrontational my whole life.
Really? Like
Yes.
even as a kid, you didn't get in like schoolyard brawls and stuff?
I did not, and I should have been. I was a jerk. I bullied people.
Loudmouthed?
I was sarcastic.
So you were mean. You were like mouthy or what?
I made jokes. I cracked jokes. I mean, just think of me right now compared to and amplify that as a kid. Yeah. Like with the jokes and like cracking on people.
Were you arrogant then too? No, my bad. I didn't mean then. I mean like, were you arrogant as well? I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like that. That came out.
I probably was to some degree.
I believe it.
I developed, I was able to bully kids bigger than me and they wouldn't do anything.
Oh, he bullied the wrong guys.
Or the right guys.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, sorry to whoever, probably not listening.
I got beat up by 2 guys in the back of Gonzales Elementary when I was like in 5th grade. And like I had been to like a couple Taekwondo classes. I think I had like I don't know, it was a colored belt. It wasn't yellow. It was the one above yellow. What is yellow? What's the one above yellow?
Ours went
Green?
white, yellow, orange, green, blue.
I might have had like an orange or a green. And so like I was trying to block. And I was like using my breathing techniques. And I was just getting fucked up. This is my ass kick. And so that was the first time I remember actually getting beaten up. But the first time I remember showing actual aggression in return was maybe 8 months later in my 6th grade year. And these guys did not like me. And they were not good people. And they're actually not good people now. I think a couple of them are dead and another one's in prison. So, but they I mean it. They like followed me home and broke my door in.
Ooh.
And like threw my sister. And so I got a gun I was like
That's
in
fair.
5th or 6th grade, and like chased him out of the house. And then I think they may have called the police on me. And it was just I don't remember. I remember like as an adult thinking like, dude, that's crazy. What the fuck that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was a kid. I was literally like, I was younger than Ferris, if not the same age. I was probably a little bit older, like 8 or 9. But that's insane to me. I experienced that. I didn't even realize it. My aunt, my mom's sister, her husband Dudley, who was my dog, he gave me a .22 long rifle when I was like 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was what I used. But he didn't have any bullets because he didn't give me bullets. And yeah, that was so stupid. It was such. Kids are so dumb. If I would have had bullets, I would have probably shot those guys and killed them, and I would have been a child that did it. I didn't know. I couldn't comprehend life leaving people. You know what I mean? What a wild. What the heck?
We'll have to check in with Drew after this episode. Sometimes we go into these dark corners and he just kind of zones out after the episode and we're like,
You know, the one thing that we didn't talk about was this weekend. What was the day, and maybe we can talk about this. What was the day when you were with a friend and I called you and you were on the speaker?
I think I could probably be more transparent about that now.
Okay, cool. So he was, yeah.
Yeah.
How did that play out? Because that's hilarious. It was hilarious to me.
Yeah. That was a really funny story. You know,
Who's a friend?
there's a amazing
interest.
friend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, that I was hanging out with, and it was Christmas Eve.
Yes, it
It was
was.
Christmas Eve.
Wild work.
So like
wild work.
You know, we've been hanging out. I didn't have anything to cook, so we're like, hey, let's go grab some food. And Sonic's like 3 minutes away.
Very close to his house.
And you know, you're very considerate. You're reaching out and stuff. But my car picked up the call, and because of the status of things at that time, we had to keep it on the low. So she was like, oh, but we crack jokes, and so I know
he's visibly
we're cracking jokes. We were cracking jokes, and I thought she wasn't loud when she laughed, but I guess she was because you heard that. Yeah. And then that wasn't the nail in the coffin, though. No. The nail in the coffin was whenever I was at the Sonic drive-through window, and they were like, so we have the number 1, and we also have the number 2 and some cheese tots. And I was like, oh, no.
And I was immediately like, oh, wait, what? Nah, dude,
I gotta let you go. Hey,
I was like,
bye.
You're being weird, dude. You're with somebody. Bye now.
And you were describing me as talking just super smooth.
Yeah. I was like,
lower voice.
why are you talking
hey,
like that?
yo, what up, Drew?
That is how we talk. All right, so let me run this back how it played out in my mind. I call, okay, somebody make a ringing sound.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hey, yo, Drew, what's up?
Hey, Anthony. What you up to?
You know, just getting some grub. I swear, I was like, why are you being weird? He's like, nah.
You know how it is, you know?
Bro,
it's just me hanging out.
He literally said, I'm just out here in these streets. That's what you just said. And I was like, you're talking weird, bro. Stop being fucking weird. And I hear, and I was like, hello? And it's like, all right, so that'd be number 1 and then number 2 with the tots. And I was like, oh, you're being weird. You're with somebody else. I'll talk to you later. Then I hung the phone real abruptly because I figured you guys were either going to laugh or feel awkward. And I figured it was a laugh.
It was both. It was awkward. And we just kind of looked at each other and, you know.
And I guess a part of this is I may know the other party. I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know the other party and hands off, baby. Hands off. Hands off until they call me. They're ready, though. They're ready. This is a bridging apparatus here.
Yeah, please stop that.
Okay. But you know what else we should bridge? Say it.
America and Europe.
Close.
Oh. I like to bridge people to our social media, things. Facebook, Instagram.
The handles.
And TikToker under @FullyLacking.
The most important is YouTube. You gotta click it and then hit the subscribe, and it's gonna fucking do all this cool stuff. But look, episode 37 was lit, baby. Fully lacking. Peace.